What is good, YouTube? Appreciate you guys rocking with me. I'm Kostra Nostra. Follow me on Instagram at Kostra_Nostra. And now the reason we're all here, let's unbox and review another pair of sneakers, fam. Alright guys, all blacked out box, 16 gold hash marks on the top of the box, which signify those 16 wins you need in the playoffs to take home that world championship. In a size 11, fam, Nike Zoom KD4 CT16 QS, which of course stands for Champions Think 16 Quick Strike. The colorway is white/photo blue and wolf gray, guys. Let's check out this sneaker. Guys, before we get too far, I want to talk about a few things that are in the box. Inside the box, you got, of course, your tissue paper. It's got the 16 hash marks across the tissue paper if you look close. You've also got this little postcard joint right here, again, with the 16 hash marks, and just a little bit of literature kind of behind the whole Champions Think 16 idea. And, of course, on all these sneakers, you get that dope metal Larry O'Brien hang tag. A cool little addition, man. I think it's a little too heavy to leave on the sneaker. I feel like over time, it's going to beat that leather up a little bit. But overall, something kind of cool just to keep with the sneaker in the collection. Straight up flames, guys. Here is the sneaker, Nike KD4 battle tested. I've also heard this colorway being called Thunderstruck. A simple colorway, but I feel like they really executed it well, and I would say this is definitely a must-have for collectors, just considering the story, the fact that it's an unreleased colorway, previously unreleased I should say. Pretty dope. So back in 2012, guys, it's the 4th year of the Oklahoma City Thunder's existence as an NBA franchise in Oklahoma City. It's also the 4th iteration of the KD sneaker. Those two things I always kind of associated with one another. I don't do so as much now that KD has departed for the Warriors. Having said that, in 2012, it was a very successful year for the Thunder, and Kevin Durant would eventually lead the Thunder on to the NBA Finals, where they would unfortunately meet LeBron James's Miami Heat, which were destined to bring home that Larry O'Brien trophy, and that's exactly what happened in 5 games. However, in their path to the NBA Finals that year, the Thunder would knock off the Mavericks, the Lakers, and the Spurs, becoming the first team in the Western Conference in over 13 years other than those 3 teams to represent the West in the Finals. So KD, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook brought young blood into the Finals for the first time in over a decade. And unfortunately, what would basically become the MO for the Thunder franchise, including this past season, they would run into a team in the playoffs that was just destined to take home that trophy. Despite losing to the Heat in the Finals, KD and the Thunder's run through the West was historic. And in the Western Conference Finals, Game 6 against the Spurs would see KD, while wearing this previously unreleased colorway, hang 34 points and 14 boards against a Spurs team that had won 20 straight games before they lost their first game in the series to the Thunder. At the time they dropped the sneaker, the 34 points were a career high for KD in the playoffs, which he only recently eclipsed against LeBron and the Cavs in the 2018 NBA Finals. So a lot of dope things were really happening and culminating into a time period that this sneaker really represented in KD's career. The sneaker itself features a predominantly white upper with hits of photo blue to accent the sneaker, a few hits of black and wolf gray on the inner sock liner. The white upper is constructed mostly of leather and then has a few strategic hits of synthetic mesh. The silhouette itself is dominated by the Velcro strap, which covers most of the lacing system, and the strap itself is extremely flimsy. I've sort of learned that I dig shoes that incorporate a strap or two in with the traditional lacing, especially shoes that allow you to leave the strap loose. Unfortunately, the KD4 is not one of those shoes, but between the strap, the thin uppers of the shoe, and the extremely breathable mesh hits on the sneaker, the KD4 is a very light shoe. The sneaker's branding features photo blue accents on the KD logo itself, the 35 on the tongue, below the strap, on the Nike swooshes, and of course the laces themselves. On the medial portion of the sneaker, the strap originates from a very unique buckle, which I feel like you love it, hate it, or just kind of live with it. Overall, I would say this is a pretty intriguing release for KD's first ever retro sneaker. I feel like Nike was definitely testing the waters with this Champions Think 16 series to see how receptive people were to picking up some of these retros. And all in all, I would say it was a pretty clear W for Nike. Personally, when I first heard that they were retro in the KD4, I was pretty excited about not only picking up the sneaker itself, but just the future of some of these retros and them not just doing Kobe's and Jordans, obviously. And even though I wasn't able to secure them locally, I did take that W on the sneakers app. Fam, let's check these things out on feet. Comment, like, subscribe, all that noise. Thanks for checking out my review. I am Kostra Nostra. Stay blessed, guys. Peace.
on the beat.